At you live with another video, man. Yeah, well, I want to talk about main topic is Blake Monroe, but I'm also talk about Thea Hill too. But I want to come up here and mainly talk about Blake Monroe because I thought we was getting Blake Monroe versus Thea Hill tonight, but unfortunately changes was made. So I want to come up here, you know what I'm saying, and talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Wait for some people to hop on here, and I'll go ahead and get on topic, get right to it. We got one person in the building. Comment below so I know who you are. Hey, what up? What up? What's going on? Tell me. Hey, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Since you here, I'll go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and start. Um, well, I saw clips in NXT tonight, and the main match I was looking forward to is Blake Monroe versus Steel Hill for the NXT Women's North American title. That's the match I was looking forward to was Steel Hill versus Blake Monroe for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Well, unfortunately, that didn't happen. So Blake Steel Hill came out there and called out an open challenge. But so Blake Monroe didn't show up. She didn't show up or whatever, whatnot. So that only means one thing. Blake Monroe is getting called up to the main roster. I was definitely looking forward to Blake Monroe versus Steel Hill, but I was seeing articles that Blake Monroe is going to possibly be getting called up to the main roster, whatnot. So that's exactly what's about to happen. Too bad she didn't, too bad the match ended the way it did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So now, Blake Monroe is no longer going to be on the NXT. Is no longer be on the NXT brand. What up, Devon Daly? Hit the like button on my video, man. Yeah, there you go. So Blake Monroe is on her way to the main roster. It's official. Honestly, I think Blake Monroe got called up to the main roster too soon, if you ask me. I think she got called up there too soon. I think she have. Fans can say what they want to say. Blake Monroe should have won back the NXT with North American Championship, and I think she got called up to the main roster too soon. And so, and I'm scared how they may book her. I think Blake Monroe is probably going to go to Raw, Devon Daily, but she might go to SmackDown. She might go. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But the Raw brand fits Blake Monroe a lot more due to her sadistics. Well, either one fits Blake Monroe perfect. I'm not gonna sit up and say SmackDown wouldn't fit Blake Monroe perfect because She does have that beautiful glamorous side. Then she has that dark chaotic side. So she wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? She would fit perfect. She fits like a glove on Raw or SmackDown. She fits like a glove on either one. But I think she's gonna probably go to Raw. But I think she may have left NXT too soon. I was definitely looking forward to Blake Monroe. I was looking forward to Blake Monroe versus Steel Hill for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And Blake Monroe should have won it back. Like I said, I got nothing against Steel Hill. Steel Hill is one of my favorite female wrestlers, just like Blake Monroe. I just feel that Steel Hill won the title too soon. And and then not just that, Steel Hill lost the title. She lost the title pretty fast. Her first title defense match, she lost the belt, and she lost it quick. That match didn't last long. SmackDown has gotten much faces in a while compared to Raw. Like I said, man, either Blake Monroe fits like a glove on either brand. But I hope they book her right, man. Please don't fuck up Blake Monroe's character. Enough already. She lost the title due to a botch. She lost the title due to a botch. Okay, I got 7 people in the building. Let me get some more people up in here. For the new people that's in my building watching, subscribe to my channel. If you're a wrestling fan. If you're new here and you're a wrestling fan, subscribe to my channel. So yeah, blame. So yeah, so they went with Thea Hill to call out an open challenge, and man, Thea Hill instantly regretted calling out an open challenge. Thea Hill instantly regretted it because she lost that title fast. She lost that title quick, man, and don't get me wrong, I like Easy Dane. I love Easy Dane. But I didn't want to see Thea Hill lose that title that fast. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on now, Shawn Michaels. Come on now, Shawn Michaels. You definitely did Thea Hill dirty. You did her dirty. And not to say Easy Dame is not championship material because I love Easy Dame. Easy Dame has grown me a lot. But come on, man. To have Thea Hill to lose the title that fast, that's come on now. That's fucked up. Come on now. Yeah, that's fucked up all around. She lost her title quicker than Tatum Paxley. First title defense, she lost the title, man. She do. She do. Yes, Easy Dane definitely has the ick factor. She does. She does. Like I said, I love Easy Dane, but Shawn Michaels ain't had to do Thea Hill like that, man. She lost that title too fast. But Easy Dame is a champion now. So I'm not against it. I'm not against it because Easy Dame is definitely championship material. She has the perfect heel character to be a champion. So the only solution now, man, for Thea Hill is to turn heel, so she can be taken more seriously. Damn, she lost that title quick, man. I ain't like that shit. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that. They had to do Theo Hill. Shawn Michaels, they had to do Theo Hill like that, man. Come the fuck on now. Yeah, Easy Dane got done dirty. I think one person needs to go back to NXT and Chelsea Green to hurt her character. That way, the next time she gets back onto the main roster, she'll be ready for more. That she honestly, if I'm being honest, if I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with you, Tillman, her character does need to be repackaged. But I'm not about to sit up here and say Chelsea Green is not ready for the women's world title picture. She is for sure. She's ready because Chelsea Green can actually wrestle. Although a lot of fans don't want to give her that credit. Chelsea can actually wrestle. Check out her matches on the Indies. You know what I'm saying? Check out her matches on the Indies. I think she was in Ring of Honor too at one point. Check out her matches in Ring of Honor. Chelsea can deliver in the ring. And I talked about her annoying character. If you pair her up with Nikki Cross in a feud, it will cook. And Chelsea Green be scared of Nikki Cross. She be scared of the she be scared of the horror version of Nikki Cross. Chelsea Green doesn't need to go anywhere. She's certified. Yeah. But everybody entitled to their own opinion, you know. So I ain't gonna argue. Ain't gonna argue with nobody's opinion. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So that's how Tillman feel, to each his own. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I ain't gonna argue about nobody's takes about wrestling. That's where a lot of wrestling fans get it fucked up at, man. You know, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say wrestling fans won't come up with some of the goofiest ideas, and I'll be like, what? That don't make sense. Why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen. It happens. But if somebody just genuinely having a totally different opinion from mine, and it's not goofy, to each his own. To each his own. At least when I come up with ideas, man, I make sure my ideas make sense. I make sure my ideas are as solid as possible and make perfect sense. Everyone don't have People don't have to agree. I'm not saying people have to agree. I'm not saying they have to agree with my ideas, but as long as my ideas solid and they make sense, I don't give a shit whether fans agree with me or not. I just make sure my ideas make sense and they're on point. Although I know not everyone is going to agree. But as long as I feel that they make sense and what I'm saying is valid, is a valid point, who cares if they don't agree? But as long as I know my ideas make sense, that's all that matters. Because I know somebody is going to agree. But they don't have to if they don't want. Right. Yeah, man. I'm not going to argue about nobody's takes and ideas on how they would want to book. I don't expect everything people to agree with all my takes. As long as we can be respectful about it and not talk shit and all that, man, we good. Yeah, I could agree with that, Devon Dilly. Meet you and go back to NXT. Yeah, might as well, man. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Chelsea Green. That's the thing, though, Tillman. Chelsea Green is ready for the women's world title picture. I'm telling you, she is, and she can be a solid women's world champion if they book her properly. She already has. She already have She already have Abafaya by her side as a bodyguard. That's perfect right there. With Chelsea Green being the women's world champion, and she has Abafaya by her side. Piper Niven would have been perfect too. But from the looks of things, man, Piper Niven probably may never know what I'm saying Russell again. Not the biggest fan of Piper or Niven, but I do wish her a speedy recovery in the process. Nobody deserves to get their career in it on something that they love doing best. Nobody deserves to get their career in on something they love doing best. So yeah, man, Chelsea Green, she's ready for the women's world title picture. I'm telling you, she is. These other toxic fans, these haters can go left. Chelsea Green is ready for the title picture. Like I said, hate haters can go left. But so yeah, man. So yeah, Blake Monroe is on the way to the main roster. Don't know when her debut is going to be, but like I said, man, they do not need to drop the ball with Blake Monroe. Don't drop the ball with Blake Monroe. Gulia need to ditch what her name that following her around. Oh, you talking about Kiana James? Kiana James would be better off on her own. And don't know if you agree with me or not, Tillin, but Kiana James is underrated. Kiana James is an underrated talent, and yeah. Blake Monroe, my top favorite NXT female wrestler. Well, she was my top favorite NXT female wrestler. She's no longer going to be in NXT now, so she's going to be going to the main roster. So, but Blake Monroe is still one of my top favorite female wrestlers. So, it don't matter. So yeah, Blake Monroe is one of my top favorite female wrestlers, just like Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Natalia, Trish Stratus, and Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, she would. Yeah, but Kiana James is also good as a heel too. But I could see Kiana James pulling off a solid babyface run. I think she could do it. Yeah, she could pull it off. But Kiana James is pretty good at being a heel with her mean prissy with her mean girl prissy stuck up character. Kiana James pretty good. Kiana James pretty solid at. Kiana James pretty good at being a heel too, with her mean girl, prissy stuck up character. Yeah, she's pretty solid as a heel. She's pretty good as a heel. But Kiana James as a baby face, yeah, I could see her pulling off. She could pull it off. I don't know who that is, man. What's up, man? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? The Black Shark 34. If you're new to my channel, the Black Shark 34, subscribe to my channel. So yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna get Blake Monroe onto the main roster. They need to book her right, man. Do not fuck up Blake Monroe's. Do not fuck up her persona. Blake Monroe versus Tiffany Stratton will cook. That match will cook. Blake Monroe versus Tiffany Stratton. That is a money match, right? I don't care what nobody say. Gully and Kiana, good, but better off solo. Yeah, I could agree with that, Tillman. I could agree. Yeah. Neither one of them don't need each other. Gulia don't need Gulia don't need Kiana James, and Kiana James don't need Gulia. They both are better off as solo competitors. Gulia definitely don't need Kiana James. Yeah, they do. They do. They need to mix it up. So that's why I agree with you about Kiana James being a baby face. She could do either or. Hold on, what you be posting, my man? Just scrolling lives. I post wrestling content. You talk about wrestling. That's what's up. Yeah. Like I said, the Black Shark 34. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, man. I do wrestling. I do videos talking about wrestling every single day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my content out there, man. Love talking about wrestling. I appreciate that. You know, I know you already talked about, but I wasn't around. But why put the title on Maxine if she gonna drop it? First of all, man, for all the honeymoon shit, for all the honeymoon thing, that's not even the reason for her to drop her women's IC title. Who the hell gonna have a honeymoon for 3 months? Think about it. Who gonna be on a honeymoon for 3 months? No, they did that shit just to put the title on Becky Lynch so we can get Becky Lynch boring gas versus AJ Lee at WrestleMania 42 for the women's IC title. Like anyone cares about that damn match. Like anybody cares about that match. Maxine Dupri's mega push was for nothing. No, she didn't. No, she didn't need a fucking belt. What's going on, Billy Bob? If you're new here, man, subscribe to my channel. Becky did not need that title by any means necessary. Triple H, Triple H just being Triple H, fucking showing favoritism to Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley like he always does. Showing favoritism to Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley like he always does. Okay, all right, man. All right, okay. I tend to forget who subscribed to my channel and be in my chat, man. I just do these videos, man, and I move on. Okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? Maxine Dupri's mega push was for nothing. Why push her this hard? Why have Natalia to push her this hard, showing videos of Natalia training her, and she loses the down title back to Becky Lynch? Tillman, like I said, Triple H put the title back on Becky Lynch because he showed favoritism. There was no reason for Becky to win that damn title back. Like I said, Maxine Dupri's mega push was for nothing. He fucked her over. So with that being said, it was never about Maxine Dupri to begin with, man. And like I said, her mega push was for nothing. Nobody cares about AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 42. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody. I'm not gonna say nobody because everybody not me, and some might want to see that bullshit. But I don't care about AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 42. I don't want to see that shit. Becky Lynch is born and AJ Lee is overhyped. I like AJ Lee, but I'm not big on her like a lot of fans are. She's overhyped. I was told Stephanie's not going to relinquish the title. The Black Shark 34. I seen an article. I seen an article saying she's not dropping the title. But my thing is, how she gonna wrestle with a injured leg? That's how Tiffany Stratton lost her title to Jade. Nah, man. Maxine Dupree should have retained against Becky Lynch. She should not have lost that match. That's what I mainly thought. The Black Shark 34. I thought they was possibly going to be writing Stephanie off of television. Cause Raquel did a pretty good number on her injured leg. She did a pretty good number on her injured leg. So I said, man, damn it. Yeah. So she may be getting wrote off of television. But I had an article. I saw an article saying that she wasn't. But I don't even believe that article. Because Raquel did a pretty good number on her leg last night. So I just got to see how it play. I'm pretty sure Stephanie Victoria is going to end up getting wrote off of television, man. Triple H don't know what the fuck he's doing. He Triple H, man, Triple H, he's made a lot of fucked up calls. How much you want to bet CM Punk may retain the title at WrestleMania or 42? So I'm letting everybody know. I know everybody gonna probably want Braun Breaker to win the title eventually, but listen, CM Punk may keep that title at Russell. He may retain that title at WrestleMania 42. Mark my words. Would you box Jake Paul? Ask me that silly question. I'm not a boxer. Would you box him? Yeah, yeah. It was. Yeah, that was pretty dope. But Raw was fucking boring. Raw was trash last night, man. Raw was trash. Raw was a pack of ass. It was trash last night, man. Uber Femi. If Ricky Starks win the title back, if Ricky Saints win the title back from Uber Femi, that only means one thing. That only means one thing. That only means, you know what I'm saying, one thing. And Uber Femi is getting called up to the main roster. That's what I think is going to happen. If Uber Femi lose the title back to Ricky Saints, then that only means one thing. Uber Femi is getting called up to the main roster. No, Uber Femi is a beast. What's going on? Kicking it with Leo. Yeah, man. Yeah, Liv Morgan is my top main pick to win the Women's Royal Rumble this year. Liv Morgan is my pick too. Liv Morgan is my top main pick to win the Women's Royal Rumble. If you're new here, kicking it with Leo, subscribe to my channel, man. I don't know, man. A lot of people was actually having that meltdown last night about Jericho not returning. A lot of people was, you know what I'm saying, was actually crying about that shit. And I'm like, man, it ain't that deep. I don't know when Jericho possibly is going to return. I don't know. Last time I checked, I heard Chris Jericho didn't like Triple H. I don't know. Maybe they worked things out. He already hunting for Uber to move to the main roster when they go to commercials last night and last week on SmackDown. I hope they did, man. Always been a Jericho fan. I used to like the 2001 and 2002 Chris Jericho. I used to like Chris Jericho back in 2001 and 2002. But I couldn't get behind Chris Jericho no more after 2023. After 2002, I just couldn't get behind Chris Jericho no more. But I did like Chris Jericho in 2001 and 2002. Those are my favorite two versions of Chris Jericho. The 2001 Chris Jericho and the 2001 Chris Jericho and the 2002 Chris Jericho are my two favorite versions of Chris Jericho. But he's not my favorite, but I'm gonna just say the best version of Chris Jericho that I like is the 2001 Chris Jericho and the 2002 Chris Jericho. Yeah. Yeah. When Jericho debuted in '99, he went after the right person. He feuded with The Rock, and Chris Jericho and The Rock had some classic matches. Okay, you already subscribed to my channel. Okay, all right, man. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Like I said, man, I forget who pop into my channel. You know what I'm saying? When I do my live videos, man, people pop in, and I tend to forget who's subscribed to my channel. I do this all the time, man. So you know, I do my videos, man, and I move on to the next video I'm going to do. But I appreciate that. Turn on my notifications though, and the black shark, the black shark 34. Turn on my notifications where y'all won't miss my videos, man. I do videos just about every day. What's up, Chris? Will the WWE Hall of Fame be in? I don't know. Probably so. All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So yeah, man. So like I said before, Stephanie is possibly be getting written off of television. If so, it would be a better choice to have Nikki Bella to win the strap. Once Stephanie Valkyrie relinquish the title, have Nikki Bella to win it. Nikki Bella win it. That would be a good call. It would be a perfect call because Nikki Bella already has a lot of momentum. She ain't gone nowhere yet, and Nikki Bella has the momentum right now. So they go ahead and put the strap on Nikki Bella. It'll be a good call. You know what I'm saying? And Nikki Bella can have a little run as the Women's World Champion. She already got her podcast, so she could take the Women's World title on her podcast and brag about being the Women's World Champion. Brag about how no one in the women's division compares to her and not better than she is. And she talks about how she paved the way for all the female wrestlers in today's wrestling. So Raquel Rodriguez plays it cool and pick out the perfect time to strike and attack Nikki Bella and put her on notice for the women's world title. You know what I'm saying? She do that. Then she dethrones Raquel. She dethrones Nikki Bella for the women's world title. Then right, Liv Morgan wins the women's Royal Rumble, and Liv Morgan for a long time acts like she's so happy for Raquel being the women's world champion. Then eventually Liv Morgan comes out of nowhere and turn on Raquel and put her on notice and let her know that she's coming for the strap. She's coming for her strap. She's coming for the strap. and they face off at WrestleMania 42 for the Women's World Title. Liv Morgan gets her first pinfall off Raquel by pinning her for the first time in her career, and also become a third-time Women's World Champion. And there you have it. Yeah, tell you, man, I make sure I come up with some solid ideas, man. I try to come up with the most solid ideas that make sense and it don't sound goofy. No goofy ass ideas. But nah, man, Maxine shouldn't have lost that title, bro. I never been a bull. I never been a bully all my life, man. You got me fucked up with somebody else. You come to the wrong chat with that. You come to the wrong chat. I'm not a bully. I hate bullies. You in the wrong chat. You got me fucked up with somebody else. Never been a bully all my life. All right, Tillman. All right, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, thanks for subscribing, bro. Thanks for subscribing. Final four women's Liv, Real, Charlotte, and Bianca. Okay, I'm with it. Okay, I'm with that idea because Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are my top two favorite female wrestlers. I like both of them equally, so it's a strong chance Alexa Bliss could be in the Women's Royal Rumble too. If she's in it, she's got to be one of my top main picks, just like Liv Morgan. And I would hate for it to come down to Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan at the end. Cause that would be a tough. I don't go against Alexa Bliss for nobody, and I don't go against Liv Morgan for nobody neither. And being that I like both of them equally, it's gonna be hard for me to choose. That's gonna have to be a win-win for me. Snake it for. Hold on, what? Man, look, let me get your goofy ass out of here. Hey man, I just blocked them. I just blocked them. I just blocked this goofy ass. I just blocked him. He's gone. Trust me. He's gone. He's gone. I'll tell you, man. I tend to have a fucking troll. I tend to have a bunch of fucking trolls coming in here running their mouth, and a bunch of weirdos asking me stupid ass questions. So don't worry. That his goofy ass gone. He's gone. Yeah, man. All I do is come in and talk about wrestling. Fucking trolls coming in here and these fucking goofy ass weirdos. I got his weird ass out of here. Gonna ask me some silly shit like that, bro. Yeah, don't worry. His goofy ass gone. Stephanie McMahon has a shit grinding smile on her. I hate Stephanie McMahon as much as I hate Michelle McCool. Damn. I don't care for none of the I don't care for none of the McMahons neither, man. I don't care for none of the McMahons either. How do you feel about the I'm not shocked, man. Triple H was gonna put a title on Rhea Ripley. Now, Io Sky's one of my favorites, but Rhea Ripley, I don't care for Rhea Ripley. She's overrated. She's overrated. So I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that shit was gonna happen. But nothing against Io Sky. Nothing against Io Sky. They didn't really. But like I said, man, I'm not shocked that happened. I'm not a Green Bay Packers fan, man. I'm not into sports. I'm not into football, basketball, baseball, or hockey. None. I just love hats. I like hats. I got a bunch of hats. I just love hats, man. I'm not into sports. I just love hats. I'm talking about wrestling, man. You in the wrong chat. You in the wrong chat. I'm talking about. I do wrestle talk over here. If you're not a wrestling fan, you in the wrong chat. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Mike Epps. Okay, if you love wrestling, man, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Last night, women's tag team match was WWE versus Stardom Wrestling. Yeah, pretty much, Chris. Yeah, man. Wrestling now today, wrestling now, man, is mediocre, man. The fucking ideas Triple H come up with, man. He come up with some mediocre ass ideas. And people saying now they want Vince McMahon to return. What the fuck do y'all think y'all gonna get out of Vince McMahon returning? Just like opening up a can of worms. And then on top of that, Vince McMahon is damn near 80 years old. Why do y'all want this man to come back anyway? What is the best era for me of wrestling? The golden era, new generation era, and ruthless aggression era. Not to say that the attitude era was bad, because attitude era was the shit too. But at first I didn't like the attitude era. When 1997 hit, that's when the attitude era came in, and I didn't like it. I weren't used to it. I didn't like it because it wasn't fun like it was during the golden era and new generation era. Like when the attitude era came in, wrestling changed. But eventually I got used to the attitude era. The attitude era grew on me. I started liking the attitude era in 98. Right after Bret Hart left WWE, that's when I started liking the attitude era in 98. Then Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero came along, and that's when I really started liking the Attitude Era because Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero are two of my favorites. And I love Chris Benoit matches against The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H. Hold on, let me look at comments. You look like you breathe from your mouth when you sleep. No, actually, I don't, and that's a weird comment. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that comment. But yeah, let me get you out of here because I'm gonna just delete your comment. Hey man, I just got him out of here. I got him out of here. I got him out of here. I got him out of here. I'm not about to sit up here, man. All right. Another troll out of here. Another troll out of here. Not gonna argue with these damn trolls, man. Arguing with these trolls, man, is just like putting a battery in their back because they're not gonna shut the fuck up. I'm not about to argue with a bunch of trolls. Trolls come here, they run their damn mouth, and they don't even got a profile picture of themselves. Best of the best is Macho Man or Mark Henry for me. Okay. Oh, no, your two favorites. All right. Okay. All right. Sting and Bret Hart, my top two favorite wrestlers. My top favorite tag team is Hart Foundation. Hey man, Mark Henry is very underrated. He was a beast, man. When he had that Halls of Pain gimmick, he was doing the damn thing. And the highlight of his career when he faked their retirement. Man, he had all us thinking that he fooled me. He literally fooled me. He had everybody thinking he was gonna retire. John Cena came, he bought John Cena out there, man, and shit John Cena here and yanked that motherfucker right towards him, hit it with the world's strongest power slam. I said, man. Yeah, Maxine Dupree versus Alondra Blaze would be a fantasy match. Hell, it'd be a dream match to me. It'd be a dream match. Maxine Dupree versus Alondra Blaze would be a dream match. Man, the way they did Maxine on Monday Night Raw pissed me off, bro. I'm still mad about that. Uber versus Braun, book it. Yeah, yeah. That's a money match. Subscribe to my channel, bro. Vader was Vader was the first super heavyweight before Mark Henry. Yeah, of course. Yes, sir. Not just Vader, Earthquake too. Oh yeah, Joe Hendry. Yeah, man. Joe Hendry is so damn cringe. Joe Hendry is so cringe, man. Hell yeah, I remember that, man. Bro, I've been watching wrestling since '91. Yo, Bobby Lashley versus Umaga was a underrated feud. I remember when Bobby Lashley had a cage match and Umaga was out the check cage. Bobby Lashley ran towards the cage and jumped on the cage door and knocked it down and fell on Umaga. Santino Marella, but Santino Marella was funny too. Santino Marella was funny. Santino Marella was funny. Yeah. Okay. AF ALF 33K5 T. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. I was a big fan of DX. How about you? I didn't have a dislike for DX, but I won't big on them like that. I just say that. I'll just say that. But man. So now that Blake Monroe is on her way to the main roster, man, all I can say to that is they need to book her properly. They don't need to fuck it up with Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe versus Alexa Bliss versus Blake Monroe would be a pretty good feud. I would be all for that. Okay, let me get you out of here, man, because I have no clue what you're talking about. But yeah, man. So and Liv Morgan versus Blake Monroe would be a pretty good feud too. So you could match Blake Monroe up with a lot of female competitors on the main roster. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. Thanks everybody for commenting and sharing your thoughts or whatever, whatnot. So now that Blake Monroe is on her way to the main roster, book her properly, man. They don't need to screw it up. So once again, for new members in my chat, subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, it's your boy Hitman D, and I'm going to sign out.